tissue paper, some pieces of fabrics too in the same colorway that I thought I'd use. And then, you know, I always like that palette with teals and blues and greens and then putting darks over it. So these are my painted papers. This is some of the newsprint that I had done, and just bits of it different in the same colorway. So I picked that out. This is a collage that I had printed off and then cut up, so I thought I'd use that. It's got some blues in it, and then these. So, and then this I just get painted on. Might have even been a trash bag, you know, a grocery bag, but it tears easily, you know, and it's really when you put the acrylic paint on it thick, it will stand up. So it may be too thick to collage. I like thinner papers to collage with, but we'll try it and see. I have this glue, tacky glue. Oh, there's some glue right on the paper for me. Okay, we'll just spread that out and get going. Hey, I hope you'll give this video a thumbs up. That helps YouTube to disperse it. And, you know, I hope you guys will interact with me a little bit. Tell me about how you feel about making collages. If you like to collage, or if you would rather paint or stitch. Do you really like to collage or not? Now, I really like to on my own. I super enjoy it. It's very relaxing for me. And so, see, that spread out really easily. And I'll just start laying down paper. But I enjoy it, and I hope you'll just leave me a comment and tell me if you like to collage, if you make your own papers, or if you like to just cut up random papers, magazine pieces. You know, let me know. I love to hear what your comments are. And that helps me to know what videos you prefer, because I want to put out, you know, valuable content that you enjoy. And that is some really, I started to tell you about this glue. This is not just tacky glue in this bottle. It was a little bit thick, so what I did is I took, I bought this gallon, I'll get it out one time and show you on a video. I purchased a gallon of Elmer's clear glue. It was on sale. It was like $4 or $6, some like off the wall price, and I couldn't pass it by. And then what I do is I use it in my collage that I'm just gonna like junk journal with, or you know, nothing that I'm going to sell, but I'll use it on projects like this. It spreads easy, and I generally will mix it with a white glue. So that's really, you know, a white glue. And what I do is I mix it, and it's wet. You know, like this one, this I did yesterday. And then I just put it under. I'm going to show you the backside. It's a little bit wonky from the, you know, it is a wet glue. I can't use it as, you know, in journals. But I do like to use it in putting down papers. Really good for that. Really nice. I like torn rather than straight. But what I like to do is I like to use the straight edge on the edge of the paper. And then I don't have to mess with, or I will go over the edge with the collage. I don't want to use another piece of that. Let's see. I find when I make them with one basic color, it's easier to use the piece in something else. When I have the mixed colors like the one I showed you earlier, it's, you know, it's hit or miss if you can use it in a themed piece. It's good for florals. If I do painted florals and I cut it up, then it works. And honestly, I don't really have a rhyme or reason with my collage. I just put it and I don't think about it, and that's what is the relaxing part for me. It's like a non-thinking. I want something else over that. You know, we have to think so much in life, and I find that collage is just something I can do and not really think about. That was a little bit of tissue. Let's see, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it's got just bigger glitter in it. Tissue paper. So I wanted to get that down because that glue spilled. This is kind of a bigger piece. Every now and then I will use either my, like just a card, some sort of maybe a key card from a place you've stayed, or an old gift card from someplace, you know, and you want to flatten it, trying to go in the same direction. And that just helps to keep the air bubbles out. Really keeps the air bubbles out. Now this is a piece, it's not quite 12 by 12 because I used some of it in something else. And this paper is from Christy Tomlinson's Planner Society. I bought a lot of, not a lot, but on eBay or one of those, you know, shop places where you buy lots of things. And it had her papers in there. And so I am using them. They're really quite lovely. I am not, I mean, while I do keep a planner as a guide, I'm not a planning type person. I prefer spontaneous. I mean, I know some people plan their whole video out, and if I had to do that, I'd probably stab my eyes out. But planning, you know, planning is good, especially vacations. Now, there, you will catch me planning, definitely. This paper came from a trade I was in, and I got it from a person in Sweden. I really like that paper. I don't know what it was from. This is a heavier. I thought this was a beautiful. The roses and the blue. I used it in something else. I think I made an embellishment keeper. Covered the envelopes. I've got that video coming up in this queue. And I've got a journal I just picked up from Michelle Wynn, and I'm going to be doing that video. So I've got a lot of different videos. I'm going to do a share of her videos. It's just beautiful. And then I just bought some slow stitching kits. They haven't arrived yet. From Neri, and I'm going to share those. So there's a lot on the horizon. I find that putting a collage together is really quite relaxing. Normally I like that, but I don't like the white edge to that. What I like to do, though, I said I don't go by any rules, but one of the things I do is I like to overlap. I know I've lined up a few things here, but as I go along, I like to take the edges and cover the edges. And for me, with glue, more is more, because you can always flatten it out with a card or with a catalyst tool. I think I've got mine over at the other painting desk, the catalyst tool, but it'll flatten out. You can also put it in an atlas book if you have a big book, or set books on top of it. If you find it's too wonky, it's, you know, bubbled up. Okay, let's use some of these papers. Now these have a lot of texture to them. This is newsprint that I painted, and not in this is older newsprint, but it has a lot of texture, and I mean, it's rough. It's almost like a rough watercolor paper. So we'll see. This goes down. I used it in another one. I don't like those straight edges. I find that it will lay down better if it doesn't have such a straight edge. It also lays down better with a glue on the paper and on both sides of the paper, the collage element and the substrate. I like a flat brush, because then I can kind of get under there if I need to, especially these thicker pieces. Now, what have I done with this little card? Sorry about that scraping if it bothers you. That's the roughness of the paper. That's a piece of paper that my daughter painted on a Christmas gift, and I wanted to save it because they had painted it and put glitter on it. So now it's in the collage. Okay. I like this one. I think I made this paper in 2014. See, and this pours out a lot easier because it has the clear glue in it. Some folks like to use even gel medium with their collage, but I don't. It's a little too thick for my hand to spread it out. And when this dries, it has sort of a, not a flat, but not a shiny appearance. It's just kind of in between. I think eggshell is what they call that in house paint. I hope you guys are having a really nice day. We're getting the rain that we need. That's where something was stuck to it there. Make sure I'm in frame. You know, on this one, that I'm going with the vintagey sort of colors, thinking I'm going to use some lace. Now we'll see. I put fabric, but sometimes the lace does not stay down, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, all you can do is experiment, see what happens, and then cover over it. Let's see, this one was kind of a brownish, a little. These are just for cutting the fabric or lace, and I don't want a very big piece. Well, let's put this over here. Let's get back to this where the glue dries. Well, we're getting to about 20 minutes, so we may have to wrap this up, and I'll show you in another one, but I hope you'll find some papers and collage them down, get some glue. You know, one of the jokes that a lady used to tell is, we learned everything we need to know in kindergarten because we paint, paper, and paste. And when you think about your mental health, sometimes that's very true. We've had to deal with a lot of deep and hard things the past couple years. All of us Earthlings. And, you know, you got to give yourself a break and take a break from things every now and then. And do something you enjoy. Collage can be one of them. Actually, I thought it would be easier to collage on film than it was to paint, and I'm finding that it's really not. That it was probably easier to paint than while I'm collaging, because I really get in a zone when I push this glue around. This is a beautiful paper. It's another one from Scarlet Lime Planner Society. And of course, I didn't order it from them. I got it through somebody else that had a stash, and bought it from them. So otherwise, I would give you that link. I mean, share with you. I try to share when I pick up things that I think you'll like, and that's why I was going to share the link to the slow stitch kits and such. Another thing that's fun is when you fill this all in, when you fill your whole paper, which that's the green, the black dots on the green, and then these stylized flowers over here for the vintage. When you fill it all in, you can sort of put touches of paint on it too. I mean, there's nothing that says you just have to do collage or you just have to do this or that. It's whatever you want. And that's why this resonates with me, is because, you know, life is filled with rules and regulations and guidelines and structure. And I'm just not a real structured in some ways. You know, my internal clock is, I like, feel the freedom of creativity, and so that's why I like to create. And I think you find that when you allow yourself that freedom, there's a lot of joy that comes with it. A lot of joy. And this is from a magazine. I liked the colors on this, and so I cut it out around. It looks good with those other colors. So we'll just fill this in, and hey, I will be back at you with more creative videos, maybe. And when the sun comes out next week, I will be headed to the woods. It's about time to go fly fishing. Do any of you fly fish? Hey, leave me a comment. Leave me a comment where you like to go fly fishing if you go, and do you tie your own flies? My uncle and I've got an uncle that's taught me fly fishing and how to tie flies. Boy, that's a tongue twister. This is another piece from a magazine that I like. I'm going to put it, I think I'll put it right here. It's kind of speckled. I think it was a speckled egg. So if you like to tie flies, yeah, it sounds so similar that it sounds like I'm saying something weird. Anyways, yeah, I think I'm headed to go fly fishing and to the woods. So, but we'll see you next time, and we'll create something beautiful. I hope you have an awesome day.